In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracey after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracey Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracey after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracey Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.
Hey everyone, that's my outro, but I haven't really worked it out right. The other one should be my intro, this should be my outro, but I keep forgetting. But I think because I just like the song that I keep forgetting. Anywho, how is everyone today? Hi Jenny G. Hey, not the same. How are you? Josh Hall. How are you? Malika with the red heart. I'm actually not using my computer tonight, so your heart looks like the red heart it should be. I just say Malika with the red heart because I know it's supposed to be a red heart, but it doesn't show up on my computer, the red heart. Anywho, how is everyone doing? This video here that I'm doing tonight is actually a request, right? Why does it look so dark behind me? Should I turn my light on? All right, a little light back there won't hurt anyone. How is everyone doing? Let me just. I am kind of exhausted. Oh, let me see something else I could have done. Let me see something. I guess not. Let me see. Okay, it doesn't really matter. All right. So Today we're going to be talking about Lauren LaRosa. Now, do you guys know who Lauren LaRosa is?
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.
No, it's fine. Lauren LaRosa, my phone looks lopsided now, is from TMZ. And being on TMZ, as most black women will find, tell me if I'm wrong, but as most black women will find, sometimes you have a trajectory based upon your race and your gender, right? So you can find very successful black women in industries, right? You don't find too many Asians in higher up positions in industries. Let me know if I'm wrong, unless the Asian person owns the company. Los Angeles Times, I think it's the Los Angeles Times, is owned by an Asian owner. But for the most part, Asians wind up in government, right? Black folks, for the most part, and I could be wrong, but they're still promoted based upon how many do they have here to represent. For the most part, again, I could be wrong. And for the most part, they can also block people from progressing in a company. So Harvey somehow blocked Lauren LaRosa from taking a stint over at the Breakfast Club temporarily while Jess the Mess was on maternity leave. And she felt some way about it. Like she kind of felt like it was hindering her career somehow. She didn't like it. And I don't blame her. And so she wound up at a crossroads. And she knew she had job security with TMZ as long as she played the role. Or should she take a chance, leave, and take this temporary job at the Breakfast Club? Well, clearly she chose to take a leap of faith and leave TMZ. Now, me personally, as you guys know, I'm not a fan of TMZ. Don't send me any material on TMZ. If I accidentally promote it, it's just that an accident, a story, but I'm not a fan of TMZ. And I don't know if you guys remember, TMZ used to have a segment where they would have people come on and give their opinion. And I was on their show quite a few times. And then one day I just decided they are not for me. That I could not participate in anything that TMZ does if I felt like TMZ was racist, and that's where I had been believing. And the reason why I feel TMZ is racist is because they show the derogatory parts of black people. I don't like that, right? I think we deserve better. But then again, we're at the Diddy era and all the other uh, people in black culture that to me is ruining black culture to me. But maybe all of this needs to come out and all of these people need to be ruined because blacks can't rise as long as they're in a picture. So a lot of people have to go down. And when I say black can't rise, I don't mean rise against others. I mean get out of a bubble from the 1960s that you all still believe in. Not you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them. Right? Because I see the internet and I see where people are still ignorant. But I also see where people are trying to change. And at this state of trying to change in the age of Aquarius, like, who gets to bring you out of that? Who's going to be the one that says, wake up, wake up, I know help, right? Or do you all still want to participate in being in a bubble, acting the way your mama used to act, acting the way your grandmama used to act? Or do you want to step outside of the bubble and say to your ancestors, living or dead, hey, you did the best you could. I am me, and I'm not doing this anymore, right? I found something with Little Richard before he was elaborate and all makeup down, where he was like, the industry is corrupt and nasty. So this has been going on for generations. This has been going on since Barry Gordy days, right? Let me see if I can add anything. Recording, layout, guests, general. Let me see what general says. Appearance light dark, automatically add share. Yeah, orientation disabled while live. Oh, jeez. Automatically add share. All right, let me see something. Into settings, layout. Stream information. Nope, got that. One more thing before I continue, guys. It has to be in settings. Layout, guest, audio. Audio's fine. Camera, audio, recording. Oh, should I disable? Hi, Butterfly. Look at you. I love that name. Well, I can't find what I'm looking for. So let me see if I can post some videos here, which I don't think I can. Let me see if anything will post. See if I can add these. Add. Oh, looks like some things are adding because I want to show you guys some videos, but now I don't know which ones I wanted to show you. All right, looks like something's going through, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's see what actually shows up, and then I'll show each video. Of course, you know these are TikTok videos, and I am now in love with TikTok. Never used to be. Um, I may have to change over to my other TikTok because I can't go live on TikTok. So I didn't really care about TikTok. I thought TikTok was full of shit. I still kind of think it's full of shit. But I didn't really take it seriously, and so they banned me from going live because in the beginning I cursed too much. I still curse, but they just don't like cursing live, and I didn't follow the rules, and I got banned from doing lives. So I might switch it. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. Hi, Incognito. How are you? In any case, let's talk until the videos are up. So then, Jess the Mess gets pregnant. I don't know how long her maternity leave is for. I would think 4 months would be normal, but it feels to me like she's going on 6 months. I don't know when she had the baby, though. Nor do I really care. It turns out that Jess doesn't do the greatest of hosting jobs, right? Now she's supposed to be bouncing off the boys and she gotta be like on it. And she has this thing where she tells people, I can't read. Oh, no, she doesn't say that. She goes, I don't like to read. But girl, that's your job. So if you don't like to read, we're kind of missing that thing that comes from the internal part of you when we all had to learn how to read, right? Remember being in the second grade, you're 7 years old, and the teacher says, Tracey, read the next paragraph. And you're like, shit. And then you're like, John said no. And you look at the teacher, go on. Then John said yes. Continue, Tracey. Oh, you mean the whole paragraph, Tracey? Read the whole paragraph. Then John said maybe, right? And don't let a real big word show up. You'd rather drown in the sea because a big word showed up. You're like, fuck. Why didn't I do my homework last night? I could have asked mom about these big words, like anything, right? I could have asked dad. But you know, parents, they would be like, don't bother me with that. You see me cooking over here, and it's like, but I need you. But you don't say that to them. In your mind, you're going, this because you're stupid and you can't help. But you don't say that, but you think it, right? That's how Just the Mess reads, right? And I'm not putting her down. She says, I don't like to read. Dumbest statement any adult could ever make, and your job is journalism, right? So then it turns out, right, when you're 7 and you read like that, you pray that the teacher doesn't call you. You're like, please do not call me teacher. I am not prepared. Call me ignorant, not happening. But of course, the teacher always calls you. By the time you get to be 9 years old, you've been embarrassed enough. And there is no goddamn way any teacher is ever going to call you out ever again. You are going to be smart, right? So now you're 9 and you're begging for the teacher to call you. Oh, anybody? And go, put your hand down, Tracey. Put your hands down. Anybody else raising you? Did you raise your hand? No. You? No, no. I'm the only one that raised my hand. Back up your hand goes. Because you know that by this time your teacher has figured out, oh, you've mastered reading. And then John said no. And then John said yes. And then John said maybe. Why he say maybe? Like you going off now. It's damn near a rap song, right? Jess didn't get there. She didn't get to 9 years old for some reason. She missed the mark on that internal growth that is mandated. Now I'm really questioning if she ever even graduated high school. I mean, she does such a poor job at whatever it is that she's supposed to be doing on this show. Okay, so some of the videos are showing up. I just don't know which ones are the ones that I want to show you. 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. All right, there's some videos showing up. There's one closing, couple showing. A couple of these are a little long, so sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Any case, what difference does it make? She's chosen. They've got to deal with this. She's got a great contract. She gets pregnant. Now she gets pregnant, and somehow she authorizes Lauren to take over. But it wasn't like they needed her authorization. It was that trickery that they play on us all the time, right? Because Lauren already said they want me at the Breakfast Club. TMZ said no. So she literally quit her job to join the Breakfast Club temporarily. But then they put out a video as if this was too many files. Then they put out a video as if this was Jess passing the torch. No, it has already been decided. Same thing happened when Jess came on. Remember, Charlemagne kept acting like he didn't know nothing, right? I don't know. I don't know who we're going to choose. I didn't hear about Jess. Remember the lies, the lies. Let me see. I don't know how many videos I have up here. You said too many. Let me see if I can get, let me see. One, two, three, four. Did this one get on? I don't even know what this one is. I'm afraid to. Let me see. Let me do this. Oh, this is one at 3:33. That's the one I want to play first. Oh, I don't want to play the 1 minute video because I don't even know what that. I'm going back to the breakfast. Oh, so 33 one. Okay, and I think I don't know what this one is. So I'm going to add it because I don't know what it is. I don't even know if these are Breakfast Club videos. All right, so let's start with.
All right, so I was listening to the Breakfast Club this morning, and I just feel like LaRosa.
Let's start. Let me go back over this. Do I have this one? Let me see. The 1 minute. Oh, the 1 minute video might have meaning, and then the 3:33 has meaning. So let me see. Let me see the 1 minute video.
From the Brown Girl Grinding headquarters, we interrupt this breaking news to bring you a live PSA.
And what if Jess have the baby in the next couple of days and we ain't even playing out what we gonna do while she on maternity leave?
Yeah, because I love you, Jess, but I ain't doing rumors. I ain't talking about who's dating who's breaking up with who's cheating on who. I ain't doing that.
So who you want to come in?
LaRosa can come in here. She can.
You hear what Jess just said?
She's good with, her brown girl grinding. She's her network. She's good with finding stories, finding details. She knows what she's talking about all the time.
And we got our guest co-host, Lauren LaRosa.
Oh, that's such a great question.
We do our research, so I definitely like Lauren LaRosa for sure.
You hear that, Lauren?
Okay.
We wasn't supposed to have this conversation over there, but we just did.
Yeah.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Okay, that's the one where they're acting like they're passing the torch temporarily. Because you saw what the title said, I'm going back, right? But that's bullshit. Because listen to how Lauren got on.
Let's get right into your story. So you were formerly of TMZ.
Yes, I was a senior news producer, which, that encompassed me being on air, TMZ Live, TMZ on TV, primetime, daytime show, but also just producing the news that is exclusive and breaking from TMZ. Work with a very intimate team of, people who are really good at what they do. Mm-hmm. I was there for a little over 7 years, and recently decided, I got some skin in this, have learned a few things, and recently decided that, it was just time for me to leave. Mm-hmm. More importantly for me, my next goal on my list is I want a show. I want people to learn me and get to know me and, my opinions. And, I was working on that with TMZ, but I started feeling like if I do this here, when I leave, I can't take it. They're not going to let me own it. It wasn't structured the way that I wanted it to be and how I felt like I needed it to be for me to really just grow as a brand and as a company. So I had a conversation internally, and from that conversation, I just decided that if right now I don't take this leap of faith on myself and launch Brown Girl Grinding with Lauren LaRosa, the podcast, which will be dropping next week, I'm always be sitting here and trying to figure out what would have happened if I did it at this time in my life where, I have the relationships and people care a little bit. So I decided to step away.
And you said you asked them if you could guest host the Breakfast Club, and they told you no?
So I will say that everybody there was excited for me to have the opportunity to do it, especially because, there were things that, we were preparing. But ultimately, yes, I was told no. And a big part of that was, that's why I'm like, what's your issue with Harvey? Was because of some of the takes that I was told that you took when it came to Harvey and Trump and, you know, just him and feeling like not from my mouth that he was racist. And I think that...
When have I said that?
I don't...
When did that happen?
So you've never said any of that?
No. And he was a racist?
So where is that coming from? Because one thing Harvey isn't, he don't just grab stuff out the air. He's very... When he speaks, he tries to, you know, make sure he's talking. And it was a conversation where it wasn't like I was being reprimanded or anything like that. It was just more so of like, you know, I have a brand to protect. And I don't think that they really knew. I didn't know when I walked in here this morning what it was going to be like. When I walked in, the music was playing. It was such good vibes, good energy. I feel like I'm at home, but I didn't know what I was walking into. And I think as a person that, you know, owns one of the biggest, you know, media brands in the world, he had to think as...
Maybe he was going to be attacking. But the thing is, I don't think we've ever spoke ill will about TMZ. We've been on TMZ. Well, I know I've been on TMZ numerous times. They've called me, reached out to me. I see them all the time, and they supported me. And I thought the same with you at times.
Yeah, smoke between Breakfast Club and TMZ. I didn't know nothing about that. Smoke between myself and Harvey. That's due to me.
I don't even think it's smoke. I just think it's him trying to have a foresight. Like, I don't know where that information came from, but that information that he had, it was him as, you know, the leader of a brand, having the foresight that he has to not want to risk. It's risk over reward, right? And as a brand owner, I understood that. So even in that conversation, it's still like, you know, to me, it was all love. And I had to understand where he was coming from. But the crazy thing is, and I didn't even get a chance to tell him this, that conversation is what made me decide that I needed to resign. Because I listened to him talk, and in those 7 years, I've learned so much from him.
That conversation is what made me decide I needed to leave. And I'm going to tell you why. She didn't pick it out. To have a meeting like that, basically telling you cannot go somewhere, is ownership. Is ownership of you, your body, your soul. So I don't think she eloquently understood that, but I'm telling you, that's what it was, right? You cannot go to this new company and advance yourself, even if it's temporarily, because I own you. That's what it felt like to me. Another note is, this is TMZ. For him to call out Charlemagne and for her to repeat it was really stupid. But sorry, that is something she should have mentioned to Charlemagne separate and off the air. Because for TMZ to mention that Harvey, has a problem with the Breakfast Club and can't loan her out for 4 months because he felt like Charlemagne was being racist against Harvey and Trump, then show the video footage. You're TMZ. You live on video footage. Show it. Show her the video footage where Charlemagne was being racist against Harvey. Not against Trump, against Harvey. But you know what? It's a whole bunch of bullshit. And lucky for her, she had the wherewithal not to be fearful. Not to be afraid that she couldn't make it. That meeting helped her to leave her job. And that is where God walked in the room for her. Have no fear over no man. He does not get to organize your steps. So Kenneth says Jess is hilarious in a comedy tour as we speak. Why is she not back in the studio at the Breakfast Club? Makes you think. She's on a comedy tour right now? What? Well, I don't know. We did hear Lauren say that she's starting her own podcast, which I have a funny feeling will start right after the Breakfast Club to give her some wiggle room in the public eye. Let me see something. Hold on, guys. What? Kenneth just sent me what's called the Bad Parenting Tour. It began October 4th and ends May 25th. How? How? That doesn't even make sense. Unless her maternity leave is for a year. Maybe. Could be for a year. Oh, shit. Is she coming back? Oh, my God. This is shocking. Is anybody else shocked? See, the one thing I know about the Breakfast Club, they will lie to you. Hi, Colton. How are you? Magic Mermaid said, I never found it funny. I'm like, I'm about to go crazy. I'm so... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. But she should hustle. Hold on. I got to answer this text. I don't know what's going on. One of my peeps is in a crisis, so I just texted her to see if she wanted a reading tonight. And by the way, I do that when you're in a crisis. Yes. Okay. All right. Let me just text her again. The one thing I've learned in my profession is that going to sleep upset is probably the worst thing you could do. That's what I've learned. So my deal is to calm you guys down and get you guys through the night. So I have a client that needs help. Boom. Do you want a reading? Boom. She said yes. So I'll be doing a reading in a half an hour. All right. I would hate those on. I won't hate on those who hustle, but she should hustle more strategically. Okay, I don't know enough about her to yay or nay her, right? But I do have some more videos. Hold on a second. Let me see this person. There are people that were not crazy about her. Some of these are way too long, though. Let me see if this one will.
Good morning, guys. Friday's almost here. Okay, so back to the radio. Now I'm on Breakfast Club today, and I love the Breakfast Club. Always have. There are times that they also get on my nerves, but I love them. And I want to talk about them because I did see the other day under Charlamagne's post, I saw that it was LaRosa, the young lady that is covering, why can't I get the words out? Is covering Jess right now while Jess is on maternity leave. And I love both of them. I love Jess and I love LaRosa. I didn't know LaRosa until she got on the Breakfast Club, but I really appreciate her work ethic. Like, Shorty is really a journalist, and I really appreciate that. But I did see some people under Charlamagne's comments saying that they wish she would stay, like, and replace Jess. And this message is for Jess because I love her, and I'm so happy that she is on the Breakfast Club. You know, and I think that she's earned the spot. But I know what people are talking about when they say they appreciate LaRosa's professionalism. You know, like, she is really a journalist. And listening to her, she has all the information. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the difference in what we're hearing in the morning is, like, Shorty got all her facts lined up. Like, you know, like, she's doing her homework the night before or the week before, whatever. And we can tell, you know, because Jess is not, when she's giving the mess or when she's giving whatever she's giving, there's really no, like, backup. There's no, like, facts. Sometimes she's like, oh, I don't know, I didn't look at it. Like she's clearly doesn't have the information sometimes. And the truth is like, we're used to that. If you've been listening to the Breakfast Club, Angela Yee was good at her job. Like, whether you liked her or not, she was good at her job. She was good at, you know, giving us the information, not leaving us, you know, with just like, oh, I don't know. She didn't do that. So I think, you know, New York radio, we're spoiled, you know, so I'm not going to say that I want Jess replaced. I like both ladies. Like, I love both of them. So for me, it's up in the air. But I do understand. I feel like this is probably a good time for Jess to, like, you know, take a little bit of constructive criticism and just, you know, pay attention that people want to hear even if it's ratchet news, we want all the facts. Okay? We don't want to hear, oh, we got to find out later, or you know, it just kind of sounds like you and the guys are just having a regular old conversation. And we get it. You know, we do get it. That's the vibe. But at the same time, some people are tuning in to listen to news. Like, it's unfortunate, but a lot of people find our news that way. So, you know, I guess that's all I got to say about the Breakfast Club. I love LaRosa. I love Jess. I think they're both beautiful, powerful, educated Black women, and they're doing their thing. Like, keep up the great work.
Oh, that was nice. All right. So I'm going to, now that I saw something, Kenneth, I'm just going to see, honestly, is she coming back? I'm wondering if Jess has been looking at the comments and the Breakfast Club might have said to her, you need to go on tour. Because if you come back after her, like, how do we keep you? But if you go on tour, the tour's successful, then we can bring you back like, oh, yeah, she went on maternity leave. Then she had this great tour. Welcome back, Jess. Right? Let's see. If not, Lauren's going to stay. And she's going to wind up with 2 jobs. The Breakfast Club and her own. And I really believe they're going to make sure her own follows the Breakfast Club. Please, God, talk to me. Talk to me about Lauren, LaRosa, and Jess, the mess. I don't know Jess' last name. I apologize, Jess. Please allow me to see anything and everything that you would like for me to see. Lauren and Jess are your children. Lauren and Jess are your children. They're your beloveds. They're your beloved. Please, Father God, authorize me to see and say what you would like for me to say and see. I love you, God. I love you, Jesus. In your name I pray. Amen. 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 All right. Jess. I think Jess had an argument. I think Jess had an argument. I think she was ready to come back to work. And I think they said, we're going to hold off and we're going to keep Lauren couple of more months. So enjoy your extended maternity leave. And I think Jess cussed them out. I think Jess quit. Seriously. And they didn't want to have the controversy of saying Jess quit. Like, this might have been right around DJ Envy's problem. Didn't DJ Envy have a problem this year with his buddy in New York City and selling real estate and all that bullshit? I feel like it might have been right around that there were some conversations. I don't know how long Jess has been on maternity leave. Most people use what's called family leave. And so, New York, I'm not sure if it's any different, but I know in California, it's 4 months. With or without pay, I can't remember that. Yeah, it's 4 months. So when did she have the baby? Because 4 months is, I'm not going to count October because October, September, August, July. She would have had the baby, I think, July, June. I think she would have had the baby in March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, and I think they said, when did she have her baby? And I think they said, we're going to keep Lauren for another couple of months. So July, August, September. So that would have gave her 6 months: March, April, May, June, July, August, September. And I think in those 2 months, when they said we're going to keep Lauren, then they all had a knockout, drag-out fight. And true to Jess's nature, she cussed everybody else out. Then I believe she decided to go on tour, and go on tour based upon her name, her experience as a comedian. So they put a tour together, which means she's not coming back until May of next year. Maybe. But the tour is to save face. It's possible to stay on maternity leave for a year. It's possible. I just don't remember when she went out, and I have my phone here, so I can't check it right now. This card tells me something went completely wrong. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, nothing's making sense. And the reason why it doesn't make sense is the tour is through May. And unless she started her maternity leave in June, July, August, September, October, then she would have had to have been back in October. But why start a tour in October? So nothing's making sense to me. All right? There is something going on. We're all being tricked. I don't believe Jess is coming back. I think this was a legal issue. They just don't want the world to know about it. I get a resounding yes. I don't know what my question was anymore. This is a card of illness. This is a card of working out other things like the tour. A lot of confusion, but I don't think it's confusing for the public. And I feel like some big boss, not Charlemagne the God, Lord, but somebody else is being forced to make a decision, or was forced to make a decision, or her cussing people out made the decision. I think they rammed her ass up out of there. She's not coming back. No. Unless she got ill for 4 weeks and then maternity leave kicked in. I'm not sure what the hell. Like, was she on disability first and then maternity leave kicked in? But just none of this makes sense when she has a whole tour out. None of it. So, the way I see it right now, guys, her contract, this is a contract to me. Her contract is over. But something better is coming for her. I think she walked out, guys. I think she walked out of her contract in a way where they were like, okay, yeah, we love you to come back. We do. Let's just give it a couple of months. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, she cussed them out. And then they realized they had a hot fire mouth on their hands. And they were like, well, this is the way it's going, whether you like it or not. This is what we decided. And I don't feel like they fired her, right? Because that would be too easy for her to go and ruin Lauren's name. And so I feel like they felt like, yeah, let's not fire her. Let's delay her coming back. Right? But I think she walked out. You know, guys, I really question whether or not they wanted her in the first place. I don't think Charlamagne wanted her. She's still going to be a star in her own right. Um, Definitely going to use her family as a way of staying in people's mind. There's going to be another offer for her. I don't like this card though. I hope they let her survive. I hope they don't do what most industry execs do, and that is ruin her career. I hope that doesn't happen. But I see her blossoming in spite of the way she exited. No, it's not postpartum. They just did her dirty. It's not postpartum. They just did her dirty. And she cussed them out because she had every right to cuss them out. Um, and I think she walked away. But I don't think the network, the Breakfast Club, could add more drama to their plate. So I felt like they continued having exit conversations with her, right? To try and smooth this over and not put the Breakfast Club on blast. I don't know what Charlamagne the God sign is, but somebody did step up, King of Swords, and have a conversation and help with the negotiations. I don't think she's coming back, guys. I mean, what do you think? Do you think she has tour dates from October 4th to May 25th? She's already on maternity leave. Um, I'm going to give myself some wiggle room and say this. Even if she does come back, I think it's a way of saving face. And I feel like she's going to be gone soon after. I feel like she's going to say, I love you guys, but I can't do this. I can't have a baby, go on tour, come on the show at 4 a.m. It's too much. It's too tiring. I'm exhausted. And she might have what everyone could consider a polite exit. But she's also a fire mouth, right? So can she be trusted not to put anybody under the bus, right? Where's her anger level? What I can tell you is that most of us are resetting. And if you haven't reset yet, good luck, because it hurts. I think this is a reset for her. I don't think this was the venue for her. I think she found out quickly once she got there. She couldn't keep up with the boys, right? And it's simple gossip, right? I could do her job. And I'm not saying I'm trying to do your job, Jess, but psychic gossip is what I do. I wouldn't do it as a psychic. I would do it as like the bloggers do, but it would be salacious. And I would tell the story like you want to hear my segment. Yeah, but I think as a host, it would be unreasonable to give a host a 1 year's contract. I think as a host, you probably would have your agent, your lawyers, put through at least a 3 year contract, or you don't take the job. Like, you don't get tested for a year. Like, it might take you 6 months to find yourself. And look, she wound up getting pregnant. So within that year, she didn't get to find her voice. All right. But she is at a reset that was meant to say she was never supposed to be here. And I'm telling you, I remember there were some difficulties with her contract. Like, I'm not sure they even wanted to sign her in the first place, but I got to go back and look at my original Jess video. Like, did they ever want her in the first place? I would say, oh, damn it, I don't have the right cards. Damn it, I knew it. I would say maybe they didn't want her in the first place. I would say Lauren didn't show up on anybody's radar. Remember, when she did go on maternity leave, it was like, Lauren, can you do this temporarily? Because she was fully employed. So Lauren wasn't a thing in terms of who do we look for. She didn't put herself in the mix. She didn't even know she should put herself in the mix. It wasn't until the maternity leave came up and she was like, oh, let me ask Harvey if I can go for, 3 or 4 months. How long has Lauren, when did Jess go on maternity leave? Can somebody at least check that for me? I got to get my exit cards and I will be right back. But I will play you guys some video. Oh, let me play a video while I'm gone. Oh, darn it. I'll play a video. Is it this one? I'll try this one.
Good morning, guys. Friday's almost here. Okay, so
all right, so I was listening to the Breakfast Club this morning, and I just feel like LaRosa needs to stay on the show. She does a great job at filling that third co-host role. I know she's only temporary because Jess Hilarious is on maternity leave, but I just feel like they should consider keeping her as the third co-host. When Angela Yee left the show, we really realized as listeners that, hey, Angela Yee was so crucial to sort of like just balancing the dynamic between Charlamagne and DJ Envy. She, out of the three of them, she was the real journalist. Like, she was the one who really did like research, read about things, came up with some really good questions where, as we see with, and I'm gonna be honest, with Charlamagne and Envy, like, they're great, they're funny sometimes, but at the end of the day, they're not the ones that's doing the work to like really keep some type of journalistic integrity within the show. And I would say that Lauren is helping to do that. She's carrying the show. Excuse me. She's that mature factor that we need on the show. With Jess Hilarious, as we know, she got the role. People liked her, right? She has so many fans. She's so well known. She's been on TV and in movies. She is that girl. But at the end of the day, she doesn't, to me, carry the show as well as LaRosa does. And she doesn't carry it nowhere near as well as Angela Yee did. And I don't want to compare them because they're two different people and they're great at what they do. But at the end of the day, the show, I don't know, it's a lot more digestible with LaRosa as the co-host. When Jess Hilarious was on, I would like turn off the show all the time. I'm like, yo, I can't listen to this. because she adds to the foolery. And like one thing I always said with Angela Yee, she would kind of like bring the seriousness back to the show, and not like super serious, but like just professionalism. And like listening to Lauren, like she remains fair and objective when she's reporting on things. She seems genuinely interested in the story she's reporting on. And I'm sure it gets taxing after a while. It's like, oh, I got to report on this again. I got to talk about this again. But you, as your job, you have to appear interested, and you have to genuinely love it. And I just feel like Lauren LaRosa does a great job at that. And I'm sure a lot of that has to do with her background working at TMZ and just having that, like that those years of practice at TMZ on reporting on like trending topics and celebrity news. She's so good at it. So they should keep her. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, they should keep her. She should stay.
No, it's definitely not different, Tracy. Tracy says maybe it's different in the entertainment, but in the 9 to 5 world, you're not supposed to work while on disability. Right. I think her disability ended in September. Has anybody checked to see when did her baby come? When was her baby born? Because usually you leave a month early. Basically, if you're not having any real complications, you usually leave a month early. Has anybody been able to tell me when she had this baby? Because that's how I would gauge whether or not she's still there. Whether or not she's coming back. Because I just don't see it in the cards. I don't see her coming back. And you're absolutely right, Tracy. It stands in the entertainment industry has unions. So she's a part of a radio union, which I think is AFTRA. But they combine, so it's SAG AFTRA. So no, there are standard rules for everybody. Let me just take this down. There are standard rules. And one of them is disability. You just can't not take your disability or work on disability. Then the employer becomes liable, right? So, but she didn't go back to her job. She went on tour, which means she can't oh, look how perfect that is. She can't be on disability and work. Impossible. Like show me like how that's possible. So I get right side up priest. Why? Why? Priest. This was a great read, by the way. We'll get our answers later. Clearly, we're not going to get our answers to this. And understand something. The Breakfast Club, they are sneaky. They tricked us when Jess was signing the contract. Remember that video of Charlemagne outside? They were asking him questions, and he was playing dumb, and she was signing a contract. All right? They just thought it was cute to create a promo that could show her, turning around in the Queen's chair, which I also didn't get the Queen's chair. I'm not I'm not like, if you're gonna be the queen, be the queen. I did go on her, so I think it wasn't predicted it. I think that she was coming on the show. Priest, defined by ritual or ordination, the official capacity to facilitate spiritual vows, commitment to divine authority, serves as a spiritual channel of divine energy for others, must represent the teachings through personal example. Look for a lifetime commitment to serving others by facilitating their spiritual rituals. I mean, could priest also mean prisoner to the ritual of radio, right? Maybe them wanting to find a way to keep Lauren, or maybe they even said to her, what if they said to her, we want to keep you both? And she was like, F you, and walked. So maybe the ritual has to do with, the higher authority. Here it says divine authority, but maybe higher authority. And the commitment to higher authority, not for her best good. Because I think it would be more embarrassing if the Breakfast Club said, we're keeping them both. I couldn't come back to work after telling everybody I was the queen. Not happening. So we'll find out when we find out. This isn't anything that's going to be overnight. You know? All right, guys, that's the end of the story. I am committed to doing a reading right now. And are you guys okay? Let me know your belief system and your opinion on this problem. I think it's problematic. I think something went wrong. I do. And I think Lauren might have a permanent job. So, not Lauren's fault, by the way. Let's make that very clear. Lauren literally came in to fill in. She did not come in to take. And the first thing she said was, I'm going to take this opportunity and create my own podcast and let people know me. Cherie says, I kept wondering what happened to Jess. When did she go on maternity leave? Because that will give me a lot to go on. I think that all hell broke loose. Just checking out something. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe in the summer. Oh, just doesn't make sense. None of it is making sense because her tour is between October 4th through May 25th. So this overlapping of her maternity leave, and is she coming back to work? My answer is no. There was a conflict, an argument. There was some suggestions on how this could work out. And I believe Jess walked away. And then I think there were more exit interviews to allow her some grace and create something else. All right. Well, she announced her pregnancy in February. Most people don't announce it until they're 4 to 5 months pregnant. And she's a skinny girl, so she could have gotten away with 5 months. So February, March, April, May, June. So she would have gone out around May or June. Most people go out a month before. So if she went out in May, she could be taking a year-long hiatus if her contract allows it. I don't know what her contract looks like. Um, Legally, in New York terms, there's FML, and that across the board, for the most part, every state is different, but it's for 4 months. So if she would have went out in May, June, July, August, September, she should have been back in September. Hence, the reason why her tour didn't start until October, because Jess no longer works there. That helped, Charisse, the realist. Thank you. That helped a lot. That made a huge difference in terms of my timing and how I feel. Jess isn't coming back. But we'll hear about it when Jess gets mad. Watch. Gotta go. I'm late for a reading. Love you guys. Take it easy. Bye.
In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I'm sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracey after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracey Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracey after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracey Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.
Hi, guys.